All right. Here's the high level goal of the program. Essentially, if you're brand new, meaning you haven't seen this before, you haven't worked with the tech, hopefully after the next 3.5 hours, you have a basic understanding of what it is we're trying to do with Filecoin Plus. The second goal for the day is that if you have been participating in a notary, if you have been participating as a storage provider, if you have been coming to these meetings and you were looking for more of a thorough synopsis of how this program intermeshes with itself and some of the systems and processes in place, that's going to be covered throughout the day. The third thing that we're going to talk about are what are the high level goals and directions that we're taking with Filecoin Plus. So the program's really in its infancy. We'll talk about that in our State of the Union talk. But where do we see this going over the next 12 months, 2 years, 5 years as we go out, and really taking that holistic approach? And then lastly, if you're brand new to the program or you've been operating under some different guys, a call to arms. How do we communicate? How can we get you involved and really give you that next step on what you can do? Thank you for the record on that. So here is the agenda that we're going to go through the course of the day. All these times are Texas times for us. So I know that we're watching this worldwide. These might not line up exactly with your time zone, but where we are right now, we are doing the introduction just hello, what's going on. Since it's already 35 after, we're probably going to modify this just a little bit to make sure that we kind of keep this in line as we're getting this late start. So this is what to expect for the day. We have this posted in Slack as well as in Zoom, and we'll talk about that as we go. The people that you are going to see on this call are going to be the wonderful and delightful Deep Kapoor. Deep runs the data programs for Protocol Labs. He is one of the leaders in thought when it comes to Filecoin Plus. He'll do a much better intro job saying hello to himself, but he leads that pathway to data cap. Also, Galen, probably the sharpest dressed man in all of Texas. We took a vote. He actually did win. He's going to talk a lot about the large data set process, how the governance process is working, and really give that overview. And then my name, Kevin, what I'm looking at is how are we scaling our community efforts within this program, and how are we truly setting this up so it's not just one or two individuals leading it, but more of a community environment as we go through. So we realize that those of you who are watching this for the most part are virtual, and that gets really hard. So the way that we're kind of scaling this is to take a virtual first approach. So those of you on Zoom, here's what we ask, is if you have a question, any question throughout the presentation, feel free to put it in that chat box as we go through. That's really the best way. And myself, Galen Deep, will be checking those text box and we'll be able to tell you, yeah, here's an answer to your question. Or Galen, myself, Deep, we can feed it to each other and address it live over the course of this. So again, if you have a question, chat's the way to do it. If you'd like to speak, like, hey, that's really relevant to what I'm working on, or I'd like to address it, we don't want everyone unmuting at the same time. So just as a quick sanity housekeeping, please just raise your hand digitally in Zoom if you'd like to participate, if you're in the overflow room, and that way we can make sure that everyone's voice is heard as we go through the day. Please, 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 if you haven't done so already, sometimes when you join Zoom, your name might be like Star Fox Fan N64. Really cool if we're playing on an emulator server. Really difficult if we're trying to keep up with you later. So please make your name like, hey, Kevin, Filecoin Foundation. That way, if you ask a question, we know how to address it and we can go forward. And also, raising the hand goes a real long way. So please make sure you raise your hand, keep your mics muted, and we'll all work out as we go through on that. This is a community effort. I'm going to go through this really quick, but if you're new here and you'd like to communicate with us in more detail, we have a governance sync every other Tuesday. We have these conferences on a regular basis. We also have a Slack channel, and we'll post those links. But just in the interest of time, we have a couple different means that you can kind of keep up with us. The goals of this program, I'm going to skip this slide for speed. That way I can give more time back to Galen. But essentially what we're going to be trying to do for you is cover what this program is and talk to you about what these goals look like over the course of the day. And we're also going to see a couple of different people, speakers in the rooms next to you. And I'm just going to tell you who you're going to meet while you're here at Filecoin Plus Day. You're going to meet with root key holders, not physically, but you're going to hear about who they are and what role they do. You're going to hear a lot about the notaries and their participation in the program. You're going to hear about clients. These are the individuals that are asking for the data and requesting that. The storage providers, which play a key role in making sure that data gets on network safely and securely. And then lastly, members of the community. These could be individuals that are working on dev projects, interested in learning more. So we'll talk about this as we flesh out together. Now, I thought a really good way to kind of introduce this off is I've asked a member of our notaries who's been around for a while just to say a quick hello. So, Sabrina, if you still are on the line, this would be the chance just to unmute, say hello, tell us how long you've been a notary, and kind of why you're here in the program now.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Sabrina, and just want to say hello to everyone on site, which I'm very jealous, and or through Zoom. I was previously the software engineering at Amazon, and also right now I'm the Filecoin Plus notary and the solo storage provider, and also this Ninja participant. And at first, I was attracted by the concept of Filecoin, which is to store humanity's most important information decentralized. And deep inside of me, I really want to involve in such great mission as a freelancer. So I started to dig more into it. And I found out that the Filecoin Plus is a perfect entry point to me. So where I can leverage my previous experience and make sure the most useful storage could be on board to Filecoin network. And definitely not just from the quantity side, but also from the onboarding speed side. It means that client can send deals faster and the storage provider can take deals and start selling faster. And since this is like just very quick hello to everyone. So yeah, I'm very proud and very optimistic in the future. Let's just fight and grow the Filecoin together.